So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the 4 main types of landing pages that we have used to generate $8.6 million in revenue on Shopify in the last year. So without further ado, let's dive in. And before we dive in, just a quick refresh for you guys to see that last year we did in fact generate $8.6 million in revenue. Wait for this to load up, and there you go. Okay, so I'm going to share the 4 different styles and formats of landing pages with you. But before I do, I want to explain why landing pages, right? Why should we even care? Why are they important? And so on, right? So let's just zoom in over here. So first things first, if you're sending traffic to a homepage, a collections page, or a product page, that has one main downside. And that downside is the page is not catered towards a specific audience segment, problem, or solution. And it's likely more broad and general to appeal to multiple audience segments, problems, and solutions, right? So you can see how the broad appeal, trying to appeal to everyone, you don't really have the potency in a message that will appeal to one specific audience segment, right? So we use landing pages to offset this downside and achieve the following 3 things, okay? The first thing is that we can be more specific and more tailored in our message to the audience segment that we're targeting. We're including the specific pain points and desires of that target audience. It's as if this page was built for them. The second thing is education. Before they buy, customers need to be educated on the problem, solution, and the product, depending on the stage of buyer awareness, right? For buyers who are less aware in the 5 stages of buyer awareness, then you will need to use more education to convert them into customers, right? You need to bring them down the stage of awareness. For those that are more aware, maybe this education, this landing page step, may not even be needed, right? You can just send them directly to the product page. But for those that want to really scale and really generate more revenue, you need to go after those audience segments that are less aware, right? Because those are the bigger sizes of audience segments, and it's where you're going to be able to scale into. You're going to reach the ceilings with the customers that already know that they need your product, okay? And the third point is the ad to landing page congruency. So we can match the angle we're using in our ad creative to the angle we're using on the landing page. And it creates a better experience for the user. And if users are spending more time on the page, this is a great signal for platforms like Meta and Google that we're giving the user a good experience. So this is a little bonus, and due to this, we'll likely be rewarded by Meta and Google by reaching higher quality audiences and lower CPM. So believe it or not, Meta and Google, they are looking at the session duration and the bounce rate of the page or destination that you're sending traffic to. If that is really poor, if you have really bad metrics, then they're going to punish you, because to them, that's a signal that you're not giving their users a good experience, right? If they're sending their users from their platform to your landing page or your destination, then they want you to give those users a good experience, okay? So that's how it works. So now let's go through the main 4 types of landing pages. So I've categorized each landing page out here with examples. What we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to each one, explain what each one is, go through the examples, and then you'll be able to see that. Also below this video, I'm going to link the links to these 4 landing pages so that you can actually go to the website and have a look at them in your own time in more detail as well. Now, it's really important that you test multiple different formats and styles of landing pages, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment, okay? So, first things first, the types of landing pages. First one is Listicle. A Listicle is a 5 reasons why. Could be 7 reasons why, 10 reasons why, 3 reasons why, doesn't really matter. The format is a list, right? And we're going to show you an example right now. This one is the easiest to create, and it matches the angle or speaks to the target audience from your ad, right? So it's the easiest, lowest lift. And this is an example of a listicle from Jabby Coffee. So we have 10 reasons why this guilt-free iced coffee is taken over in 2024, right? Very, very simple. They're appealing to the social proof, right? In terms of, more people buying it, and it's more of like a building hype around the product. But you can see here that the format is very simple. It's image, text, down the page. Of course, on mobile, this would be stacked. So you have image, text, on top of each other down the page. But this is the 10 reasons why, right? And throughout, they have some call to actions to click through and purchase. And that's really the goal, right? You use this as a very easy way to explain your product, educate the customer on the product, the solution, and back that with, some social proof, some trust, guarantee, reducing risk, and then you are giving them an offer, right? So usually from a listicle is always an offer. And this way you're taking them to a sales page after this, or you're taking them to the product page or collections page for them to then go ahead and make the purchase, okay? So as I said, this one is the easiest to make. And if you are new to landing pages and you don't have a lot of experience in creating and testing landing pages, I would start with Listicle. Like, just because it's the easiest to create doesn't mean it doesn't work, right? This actually crushes this format. And play around, like the headline of this is the most important. You should see the headline of the landing page as the same way you see a hook in your video creative, right? You need to hook your viewers in on the landing page. You need to give them a reason to stick and stay. And the best headlines are going to call out the target audience, right? And I think, this could be improved. Maybe this page is crushing it. Who am I to say? But I think if you are focusing on a specific audience segment and problem solution, you should definitely leverage that in your headline, right? Because people are going to read that first. So that is a listicle. The second style of landing page we have is an advertorial. And what this is it's a news/editorial style of page. It's longer form, usually 1,000 words around that mark, give or take, a few hundred. And it's the hardest to create, but it's the best for less aware audience if you get it right. The reason why it's the hardest to create is because of that longer form, right? It's harder to write copy and build a page that's going to hold someone's attention for that long, right? It's a long form piece. And the reason why it's the best for less aware audiences is because you have more space to take them down that journey, right? So when we're talking about stages of awareness, you have people on one side of the spectrum who are completely unaware, right? They don't even know they have a problem in the first place, right? Or they're not willing to admit it. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have people who are really aware. They know the problem, they know the solutions, they know your product, they know competitors' products, like they're at that top percentage of the market, right? In between those, you have people who are problem aware, right? They understand they have a problem, but they're not really aware of the solutions, right? In the middle, you have people who are solution aware. They understand they have a problem, they understand what the solutions are, and they don't really know the specific products that can help them solve that problem, right? And then you have people who are product aware. So they understand your product, they understand different products in the market, but maybe they're not, maybe they still need a little bit of convincing, okay? So when we're talking about those less aware segments, people who are unaware, people who are problem aware, maybe even people who are solution aware, advertorials work great. And to give you an example of this advertorial, so this one here from Blissy, you can see that it's a little bit blurry, mainly because I had to screenshot a long page, but I think you'll see this, and obviously link down below, you'll be able to see it as well. But you can see it's like an editorial news style. It doesn't really look like it's coming from the brand. And that is important, because when we are introducing and bringing people from the less aware stages to the more aware stages, we can't make it feel like they're being sold to straight away, right? So the way to kind of disguise that is by using an editorial that looks like it's coming from a third party, unbiased, and it's more like a review, and it's more about a story and bringing them through that journey, right? So this one is what makes this pillowcase the most sought after gift of 2023. And as you can see, it's a long form piece where it shows, before and afters, and it kind of brings them down ultimately to the product itself, right? And then it starts to introduce the product, the social proof around the product, the offer itself, right? And you'll see that, again, with this page, the call to action is always check availability. It's see if the offer is still available. And there you're taking them through to a sales page or to a product page where they can then, purchase the product, right? So that is the advertorial. The next one, the third one, is a product page landing page, is what I like to call it. And what it is it's a hyper-optimized version of your product page, tailored to the specific customer segment, pain points, and desires you're targeting. So the best way for me to explain this is to just show you an example. So this product page landing page, it looks very much like a product page, right? It's built in the same structure where, you have an image and you have your buy box section at the top above the fold. But what you're doing is you're changing the headline, you're changing the angle, the explanation, the way that the information is presented to appeal to a specific audience segment, or maybe a specific benefit or angle that you are going after, right? And then from here, you can see that there's a lot more like conversion optimized elements. The date is ships, 16 orders as price remaining. There's even like a little order bump here to get free towels, free shipping and returns, money back guarantee, and then they have this brag bar of press icons here. I'm just going to actually pull this up right now so we can see the full page. Alright, so I just pulled this page up so that we can actually go through the whole page. So as you can see, as I scroll down, the sections are very similar to how you structure them on a product page, right? And what this does is basically answers, features and benefits, right? So they have, all these different things on the right hand side as you scroll down. It's a pretty cool layout. And then, they have the customer reviews, and then they have, some risk-free icons, some FAQs, and that's it, right? And at the top, they're able to, what they do is they change out this offer depending on, the time of year, depending on what offer they're running. And they also have like a sticky bar that, is also conversion optimized. So a really, conversion optimized version, and this isn't their, this is a landing page. It's not their product page. The product page they actually have looks different to this. So that is the product page landing page style. So jump back to the Figma here. Let's go through the fourth and final landing page format. So just come back over here. And we have our Nick Sharma landing page. So the reason why I call it the Nick Sharma landing page is because Nick Sharma's landing page agency Hooks, they create landing pages and they build them in this format and style that is very, very similar to the ones that they build, right? So what it is it's a series of product and brand sections that answer every question the customer has as they scroll down the page, right? So we're going to go through an example and you'll see how this plays out, right? So the way that this page is always formatted is it always starts with this hero section at the top, right? So we have an image of the product, and then we also have a headline, subheadline, and a call to action, right? Usually the call to action is around trying the product or getting a specific offer. There's some social proof, again, a little bit blurry because of the having to screenshot a full page, but you can see this, and again, the link to this will be down below so you can check it out. Then comes a brag bar, so a press bar to instill some trust in the reader. Then they have 3 reasons why. So they have a listicle within this page, which is very quick, 3 reasons why you love the product, 1, 2, 3, and that it starts to educate the customer on why is this product different than others, why is it so great. And the really, really important thing with this style of page is that you really understand the objections and the questions that your customer has, but also what order they have them in, right? So if you show someone the product, they'll have questions, but the questions that they have are going to be in a specific order, right? So they're introducing them into the product in this way. They are talking about, a quick snippet of the founder who is famous as well, so that adds a little bit of trust. And then they go into the benefits, right? 3 key benefits. Then they add some more trust. So of course, with this product, and because it's so competitive, the trust and the social proof is really, really important. What our customers are saying, they have this buy box section, and get ready with Miracle Band with 3 simple steps, right? So how easy the product is to use, and some of the ingredients, frequently asked questions, and then final call to action. So that's it. And again, you'll be able to see this page clearer when you click down below, but you can see how the format is structured out, right? So that is the 4th style landing page. And yeah, as I mentioned, there's a lot to test, right? A lot of it can seem like overload. If you're new to landing pages, I would start with Listicle, right? Because it's the easiest one to create. If you are maybe at the stage where your business is already doing a good amount of revenue, but you're finding that there's ceilings to your conversion rate, you can still try Listicles. But if you're going after a less aware audience segment, definitely try Advertorials, right? Harder to crack. You need to be you need to understand your customer really, really well. I can't stress that enough. The foundation of any landing page is very, very similar to the foundation of any creative. It's all based on research and angles and really understanding your customer and being able to speak to them, their problems and their desires, right? And if you don't know that and you try and do an advertorial, it's very, very unlikely that it's going to work, right? So you're going to waste a lot of time, you're going to waste money. So really do the legwork to understand your customer, right? And test multiple different formats and styles of advertorial by changing the angle, changing the headline, right? The rest of the advertorial can be the same, but you really want to treat that, above the fold section of the advertorial as the hook of your ad creative, right? In the same way. Then with other formats of pages, I would also test these, but maybe if you're finding that a listicle and advertorial is not working for you, or maybe you find that it's easier, lower lift to create a product page, landing page, or maybe one of these Nick Sharma style landing pages, go ahead, right? We've personally done all of these pages styles, to achieve, $8.6 million in revenue, and we test these a lot for our clients, but which one works and which one works for each brand, is very dependent on the situation, right? So I definitely test all of them. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you like this one, please leave a like. If you want to be notified of future videos, make sure to hit the notification bell and you'll be the first to know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.